Good morning, guys. I've received some messages asking in respect if it would be alright for certain people to discuss the events that took place the day that I found out that my daughter would no longer be coming home. Her life had been tragically ended at the hands of a very disgusting, vile individual. So we're going to start here, and you guys can do as you please with it. And we're going to discuss, there will be a live for beginning to end answers from day 1 to May the 10th. And things that took place beyond that. But I believe what people are asking me, if it's alright to discuss the events that took place literally minutes of me being notified that my child was deceased. On Wednesday at 9:02 p.m., May 9th, 2023, I received a call that detectives would be going to my daughter's home with canines. I knew as a parent and had been there every day looking for my missing child that this wasn't going to be good. But as a mother, you still hold that hope. You still hang on to it. You still want to hang on to that hope that she will be found alive and safe. So I jump in my car and I rush over, and I'm in a panic, and I'm praying, and I get on the phone because I had been notified that the Stans community had seen my prior videos that I was going back and forth to another county, approximately an hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half away. Missing work, going back and forth, trying to find my child. At the time that I'm panicking and jumping in my car and hauling tail, I made a phone call to one of my mods, because I had been notified that the Stan and his community wanted to help me. And as I was forever grateful and honored for that, that was the last thing on my mind. I just wanted to get to Jackson County in hopes that they could locate who had my child and bring her back home safely. As a mother, you never give up that hope. Never. So I get a motel room after I go straight to her home. And the law were already wrapping up. They had been there a little over an hour with the dogs. They were just wrap it up and moving on. Of course, they're hush-hush. They hold everything close to the vest in cases like this. They knew things that I didn't know. I was in the dark. And later we'll discuss how that took place. And I was angry at law enforcement there in Jackson County because there was so much information they didn't share with me that I wish they would have shared. They didn't share with anybody. So I'd had many days as of that prior Friday, which would have been May the 5th, when I was notified that my daughter was missing. I knew then she wasn't missing. I knew there was foul play involved. I just knew there was something wrong. She was radio silent, and I knew that wasn't right. That's not who she is. I know her better than anyone knows her. So I took action, and I jumped in my car, and from that day on, I was searching. I was looking. get up May the 10th, and I'm going to get ready to start my day. Start moving around. And around 7 o'clock, I get ready. I get the shower going. I get in the shower. I'm going to jump in there. I'm going to get ready to go and go back out there towards her neighborhood and her home. Just continue knocking on doors. Guys, when I was looking, I was going in Family Dollars and Dollar Generals, her job, her neighbors, knocking on doors up and down the streets. Looking in fields, looking anywhere I could to try to find my little girl. I stepped out of the shower, and as I was drying off, I heard a knock on my door. Or at the time, I thought I did. And I was like, is that someone knocking? But then I was like, I guess not. I didn't hear it again, so I continued on drying off. As I was drying my hair, I heard it again, and it was loud. And everybody knows what I'm talking about. You know that law enforcement dog. But I had told myself in my mind, nah, that's just her stepdad, and his girlfriend was next door in another room, because we were the only 3 people there. We were the only 3 people there looking for Anastasia. There was no search party prepared by her other alleged family members. There was none of that. There was 3 of us, and that's it. So I screamed out, hang on a minute, hang on a second, I just got out of the shower. So I throw my clothes on, wrap my hair up, open the door, and I just knew. I see the detective there, and he asked, could he step in and speak with me for a moment. I just knew that I was still hanging on hope. And maybe he was going to tell me she wasn't in the best of shape, but they found her, she's at the hospital, and we're going to go down and talk to her and see her and find out what happened. Then I looked over to the gentleman to the right of him, and his shirt said chaplain. Still telling myself, no. Well, I want to share something with the idiots back there in the back that say that I didn't know what happened. It's a shame that I didn't even know what happened to my child. The words that came out of the detective's mouth was, Miss Taylor, we believe we may have located your daughter. At that moment, he didn't say Florida, he didn't say Alabama, he didn't say anything, and he might have said that's just slipped my mind, because I mean, it's like any parent out there that's ever been notified their child has been found deceased. It's almost like you're in a tunnel, and they're standing in front of you, but they're miles and miles away. You can hear them, but you can't hear them. It's like an echo. It's just really hard to explain. For the ones who haven't been through it, I pray to God you never, ever have to experience this. So he says, we can't be sure that it's your daughter, but we would like to ask you, can you get the dental records for Anastasia? Because you as her parent can get them way faster, and then we won't have to get a warrant and drive and go and get them if you can get them for us. And of course, I jumped right on that. Guys, it wasn't minutes. When I tell you minutes, I'm not talking about 20 minutes or even 15 minutes or possibly even 10 minutes. I mean within minutes. I'm being notified that YouTubers are absolutely dragging me as a liar. That I've told everyone that Anastasia's my daughter, and I'm a liar. This is not my daughter. I mean, guys, I'm not lying to you. When I tell you minutes of being notified of this, I mean, it was literally minutes. So I don't know if I'm in shock or what I'm feeling at the time. I'm shaking at the knees. My blood pressure's probably going through the roof at this time. And then I received this message. And of course I'm checking my phone is going crazy. I didn't even realize this was on the news yet. Because the detective's exact words was, please don't put this on social media, keep this to yourself, because we're not even sure it's Anastasia. Unknowns to me, she had been out there 5 and 6 days and was so decomposed, there was no way for them to be 100% sure. So then when I received this message, I almost felt like I had to explain myself. At the worst moment, that very minute that you're told your child is never coming home, I was not told how she was killed. I didn't have that information. So I click on YouTube. I don't know why. Other than the person that I am, if someone feels that I lied to them, I've always been the type of person I feel like I have to explain myself. I didn't lie to you, let me explain. That's not true, I didn't lie to you. I'm sorry that some of you guys weren't back in the day when I explained when I got Anastasia, but that doesn't make me not her mother or her my daughter. But then I click on YouTube and I hear for the first time that I didn't even know how my own daughter died, that she was shot. Guys, do you know how that feels? Do you know how that feels that social media is who tells you how your daughter died? The law didn't share that with me. They didn't want it out, and somehow the reporters got a hold of it just so quick, and I couldn't figure out how. The detective just said they didn't want the reporters grabbing this up yet because they would say it was definitely her, and there was no proof that it was. So as a mother, I'm still hanging on to hope that it's not, right? I'm so sad that it could be someone else's daughter, but I'm praying that it's not mine. And I just couldn't figure out how it was already out. And then it hit me. The sheriff of Jackson County is related to Daniel. Daniel was inside of his jail at that very moment. So the sheriff himself, a sworn-in sheriff that's supposed to protect and serve, started leaking information on this case. So he goes back there to his little cell and he tells his cousin Daniel information that wasn't even put out yet. And as soon as he did that, it's out in the media. So yeah, that dirty ass sheriff being related, that's a conflict of interest. But for you guys in the back, that's why I didn't know. That's why people on YouTube were saying that I didn't know how my own child died. What kind of parent am I, right? Did it matter if she was shot or not? Did it matter how she died? Or was it the fact that someone took her life and took her little baby's life? That's what mattered. Not to you guys. You guys wanted to find somebody to attack at the very moment that my daughter was laying face down in a field in 90-something degree weather, for 6 days with her body riddled with bullets. And you guys wanted to go on YouTube and thought it would be fun and games to drag a mother, to drag the very woman that gave that child love and nourishment and education. Oh, and then we had to kick it off by dragging the victim that's no longer here with us, saying she's a criminal. She has a long criminal history. Another lie. Then you want to know what's funny? And we'll continue this. How many people have raised children that they did not carry for 9 months that call that child their son or daughter? This is an honesty test. Drop a comment below this video and you guys tell me how many of you are actively raising someone else's child that calls you mom or dad. You guys in the back mean nothing. You guys in the back don't deserve the truth. Because the truth isn't what you want. It's a story. It's a fairy tale. If I recall correctly, when my missing daughter's videos that I put out asking for prayers, people in your community and your community and their community and all the communities, a mixture of all of you guys as people that attacked me, were leaving prayers. So y'all knew about it. If y'all felt that you needed to help a mother that was looking for her child, then why didn't you? Because the story that I got, there's always a story, but the story that I got was everybody was mad because Jimbo and his community jumped in and helped. If you wanted to do that, why didn't you? The reason I was dragged is because of who helped me at my lowest point in my life. That's the only reason. Because ever since the day I heard this is the non-mother, she's nothing to Anastasia, she's a liar. Anastasia lived in an abusive home. Mary raised her and sent her daughter out there to be beat on by men. Sounded good, huh? That's your story. You're going to stick to it. Although none of that's true. I have piles of evidence that none of that's true. None of it. It's your truth. Because then you turn around since the day I found out that my child was deceased, while she was actively still at that moment laying face down and her body riddled with bullets, you guys were dragging a mother that was on my bending knees. Oh, she was on Constant Sue's. That was Constant Sue sniffling. That wasn't Mary. She doesn't care. What the fuck is wrong with y'all people? A child lost her life that was pregnant. 2 people lost their lives. And you found no better time but within minutes of notification to the very woman that gave this baby girl a chance. You couldn't help yourself but to drag me for the trash that you say that I am. But your words mean this to me. Nothing to me. And in due time, I pray that you guys have to feel this type of pain. I pray that there comes a day that God lets you feel the very pain so you know how it feels. All of you. Anyone who participated in this. Then I hear there's a woman that participated in this and dragging me and calling me a liar, that carry on with this nonsense, had a child of her own murdered. But I guess maybe she birthed her, so that's the difference. I absolutely don't. It's one thing to have a child and raise them and love them. It's a whole nother ballgame to raise another woman's child and try to give that child something that her own mother could not. But don't you ever sit there and say that I didn't cry for my baby girl as I do every single day. It's hard to live some days. It's hard to go on. But I will continue to go on and fight the fight for Anastasia and her unborn child. And you will continue to go on, all of you, and drag good, innocent people that have done absolutely nothing to deserve it. And everybody's watching. Everybody's watching. You don't deserve the truth, but I'm going to give it to you. Do what you will with it. Because the lies will never, ever mean anything to me above what the truth is. The truth will set you free. You guys don't want the truth. You don't want the truth. Have a blessed day. I'll see you all soon. You can believe that with the truth. Move along, guys, and continue with your truth. Devoted Survivor here, signing out. God bless you all.